Hi everyone, thanks for joining for this week's video. This week I'm going to be trying out, mostly for the very first time, some new to me makeup products. I have this box of items. I will say like 90% of it is from e.l.f. I placed an e.l.f. order and then just also picked up a few e.l.f. things the last time I was at Ulta, but I have a new eyeshadow palette, some new bronzers and blushes to try out, which is exciting. So yeah, if you want to see how I created this kind of dewy summer shimmer look using new to me products, then just keep watching. Okay, so I have a clean, bare face because the first thing that I want to use out of my box of new to me makeup goodies are these e.l.f. Skin Bronzing Drops. I got it in the shade Bronze 1. It says it's like a rose gold. And the directions say to add 1 to 3 drops to your moisturizer or your serum. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm actually going to add them to my primer. Okay, so I'm just gonna do, since I've never used this before. Oh, that's not really a drop. I'll do like 2 little squeezes and then mix it in and see what this looks like. Okay. Oh. Okay, I can definitely tell a little bronzy, a little, you know, added a little bit of color, but not a ton. I also have quite a lot of breakouts and scarring around my chin right now, which is super annoying. But okay, so that's the first one. I know that there's like a bunch of bronzing drops out. I might do a video later on comparing some of the more affordable ones. I just ordered during the Memorial Day sale the bronzing drops from Uncommon Beauty, Kristen Cavallari's line. And then I know Makeup Revolution has some too, but I think I can only order those online. I think that's all I know of from like affordable brands. I know a lot of higher end brands have them, but I'm just not willing to pay the money for what's essentially a bronzing drop. So I don't know, let me know if you'd like to see that before me comparing those 3 more affordable bronzing drops, or if you know of another affordable one that I could add in, let me know. All right, so when I have a cream bronzer, I usually like to do that before my foundation, just as like some underpainting. So I picked up the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in the shade Tan Lines. I know this is not a new product, but it's new to me. And I just, the past few months, like this spring especially, I've been super into the cream cheek products, like cream bronzers, cream blushes, cream highlights. So I just figured I'd go ahead and pick this up. It seemed like a good color for me. Oh, it always looks so pretty when it's brand new. All right, I'm just gonna use my Real Techniques brush. It's a little big for the pot, but you know, that's okay. I feel like I have to get that top layer off. There we go. Okay, so that's it before it's blended in. I do think it's a good color. It's not terribly like too orange. Sometimes that's what's really hard with cream bronzers. They can pull really orange. So now I'm just going to blend a little bit. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're just gonna put our foundation on over this. And I am not a makeup like artist expert, so maybe the order I do things in is weird, but I just like to do my cream bronzer, foundation, and then if I have cream blush, I do that after. So I'm gonna go do my foundation and we can see what that looks like over this cream bronzer, and then I'll be back and we can do some more base products. All right, so that's with the foundation on top. I did a lighter foundation today. I used my L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Acid Serum Foundation. I love this stuff, and as you can see, I've used like over half of it now. Love this. I'm excited too because this might be an empty soon that I used up organically. So I'm gonna add a little more of a powder bronzer to kind of soften it up. And so I picked up the new, well, It is still kind of new. The Buttermelt bronzer from NYX. I got it in shade 2, All Butted Up. And I just thought it was a nice light bronzy shade. So we will just dust a little bit of this on the areas where we did the bronzer underneath, just to kind of highlight that. And like I said, soften it up and kind of define those areas. It's picking up really easily on the brush and like transferring to the face. I'm gonna blend it out, obviously. Okay, yeah, I think that's looking really nice. So now I'm gonna use a little bit of cream bronzer. We just did bronzer, cream blush. I picked up 2 from e.l.f. I got the Luminous Putty Blush in Isla del Sol, very bright. And then I also picked up the Camo Liquid Blush in Peach Perfect. I don't know, I wanna try both, but that's crazy. We can't put that much blush on. I'm gonna use the Peach Camo blush from e.l.f. My God, that's really hard to open. There's not like a seal on it or anything. Okay, well, at least you know when it's closed, it's closed. Okay, so I'm gonna assume this is very similar to like those Rare Beauty blushes where you just need like 2 to 3 dots and then you're good. Actually really pretty. That's a really pretty peachy pink. Super pretty. And that kind of segues into my new eyeshadow palette. I got the Alter Ego Midsummer palette. And I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a dupe for an ABH palette. I can't remember the name of it. Was it the Nouveau one? But I just think this is so pretty. And I liked my other Alter Ego palette so much, the Sahara one, that I wanted to try another palette from them. So today I'm just gonna do a really simple look, I think, using just some of these blending shades and like these golds. I just think that would be a really pretty glowy look to complement the face that we've done, keeping it simple. So I'm gonna go in with this shade Tuscan in the crease. Now I'm gonna grab some of this like orangier shade Solstice and do the crease and outer corner. I think I'm gonna go in on my lid with this gold shade Glare, and I'm just gonna pick that up on my finger. That always just seems to work better than a brush these days. Wow, that's really pretty. Just gonna lightly pat that on that inner, the middle to inner part of my lid. That actually looks really pretty with that like more orangey shade that we put in the outer corner and crease. It's really pretty. And then I think I'm gonna take this shade Festival. I think this is more like a topper from what it looks like. I might dot that just in the very center and see what that looks like. There it is. But yeah, it's definitely more of a like topper that kind of gives that like wet glistening look. All right, right, so that's the eye look. Kept it really simple, used, you know, the pretty basic shades in here. I'm excited to play around with like this purple and some of these greens. It's a little more like grunge and dark though for summer, even though it's called the Midsummer palette, but maybe when we get more in fall, those will be really pretty. But I think these will be really pretty for summer. Yeah, so that's just a quick look using that palette. I've only used this once before. That's the other thing. I don't know if I said that at the beginning. When I'm taking these things out of the packages, that's the first time I'm opening and using them. So this is also kind of like a first impressions and like try on video. So before I go throw on some mascara, I'm gonna do a setting spray. So I picked up the e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. It looks a little like it settles, so I'm gonna shake it up. And then I've used this a couple times, as you can tell. The mist on this is like so fine. I like don't even understand how they did that. You probably won't even be able to see it on camera. All right, I'm gonna let that dry down, and while I do, I'm gonna go do my mascara, and then we'll come back and do some highlight and a little bit of lip oil. All right, so we're back with mascara. That always kind of makes the look kind of pull together. But now I'm gonna do a little bit of a blush highlight slash topper. Mine is dirty. I picked up the Rare Beauty like blush in sheer, the definite like shimmery one. So we're gonna do a little bit of that on the cheeks just to add even more glow, because you know that's what we're going for this summer. It's just like a nice little blush topper. Definitely not a necessary step. You could use any highlighter, but you know, I just really felt this calling to me when they came out, and so I was able to snag the color Cheer, which I actually think is a really pretty color for summer. So now last but not least, I picked up a new lip oil color from e.l.f. and it's part of their Jelly Pop line. I have the Jelly Pop primer, and so then they also released a Jelly Pop lip oil. And it just, I guess it's just Jelly Pop. I don't know if it has like a specific name, but it just says Juicy Splash of Shimmer. And here's what it looks like. So it's giving almost that like purpley pink shift, but I really like my other e.l.f. lip oil. So I figured I would just go ahead and try this. And I like the Jelly Pop primer, so it's kind of fun to have like a set of something. I do feel like that could have a little bit more of a tint to it. They really wanted to give that like juicy berry like pink look that looks more like the tube. They could have added a little more tint, but again, it adds a nice little glow and shimmer. All right, so that is the final look. I hope you enjoyed some of my initial thoughts. I'm not sure how I feel about these bronzing drops yet. If anything, I feel like they maybe were a little too dark for me, even though I got the first shade, but maybe I just squeezed too much into my primer. So maybe next time I'll just do one little drop. The putty bronzer looked nice. I mean, average, I would say, comparable to the other cream bronzers I have in my collection. So always fun to have more options. I also really enjoyed the NYX powder bronzer. It really was like buttery smooth when I put it on and blended in super easily. And there's not like a shimmer in it, but there's like a slight sheen. I don't know if that's gonna pick up or not on the camera, but you have to kind of get up close and look at it and you're like, yeah, there's a little bit of a sheen, which I think is nice for summer as well. The Midsummer palette, really pretty. I know this is a simple look that I created, but this is a really nice everyday go-to look for me that I can grab this palette for, as well as I'm excited to play around with some of the other colors in here and just alter ego. Their prices just like can't be beat for the palettes that they dupe of higher end brands, and the quality is also really good. So enjoyed this, excited to use it more. The liquid blush, the Camo liquid blush, it's nice. I mean, it looks good, it's nice and peachy. I don't know if it's anything that like wowed me necessarily, but it did, like, it blended nice. It didn't seem to pick up or move around my foundation at all when I put that over top. I am excited to try out the Putty blush though and see. It's just a very bright shade, but I'm excited to see how that works on my skin in comparison to this. So that will be something I'll test out later. Oh yeah, the spray, super nice. Like I said, my thing for a mist is, yes, you want the staying power, but I gotta be able to spray it on my face comfortably too. And the mist on this is one of the best mists I've experienced ever in a setting spray. So definitely check this out. The Rare Beauty blush, like I kind of already said, it's not a necessary step at all. It's just something fun and like extra to add that little bit of glow. But you also could just use a regular highlight to get that look, but super fun to have. I've liked all the Rare Beauty products I've tried so far, so you know, I would put this up there with something that I'm glad I purchased. And then the last thing, that e.l.f. Jelly Pop lip oil. It's pretty, but like I said, I feel like it could have had a little bit more of a tint to it to kind of stand on its own more, but it feels really nice. I think they have a really good lip oil formula. But yeah, that is everything for this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Leave a comment below letting me know about any of your products, makeup products that you're looking forward to using this spring, especially anything glowy or bronzy. I would love to know. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified of all of my upcoming videos, and I will see you next week. Bye.